All right, folks, it's a beautiful day at the old ballpark. So put your mustard on that dog, grab that bag of peanuts, sip that cold one, and let's meet our Tiger of the Day.
Today's Tiger video is Jim Bunning. He is represented by a 2004 Upper Deck Sweet Spot Classic, signatures black ink, number to 100, slabbed by Stats Grading. If you love Detroit Tigers history, you've got to know the name Jim Bunning. Before he became a Hall of Famer, and long before most fans connect him with his famous perfect game in Philadelphia, Bunning built his reputation in Detroit. A tough sidearm right-hander who took the ball, attacked hitters, and piled up strikeouts like a modern ace, in an era where starters were expected to finish what they started. Today, we're focusing on Jim Bunning's Tigers years, the highs, the milestones, and the moments that made him a cornerstone on the mound. Bunning's big league debut with the Tigers came in 1955, and it didn't take long for Detroit to see the ingredients. Competitive edge, heavy workload potential, and the kind of fearlessness that plays in any era. But his early seasons weren't just a straight climb. Like a lot of young pitchers, he had to refine what worked. And one pitch became the separator, his slider. It wasn't just about throwing hard. It was about having something he could trust in big spots, something he could land in the zone and also use to finish hitters. Then came 1957, the season Bunning truly announced himself. He won 20 games, leading the league, and earned a spot in the All-Star game, not just as a selection, but as the starting pitcher for the American League. And here's what's wild. In that All-Star appearance, he retired all 9 batters he faced and picked up the win. That's not just making an all-star team, that's owning an all-star moment. Detroit had a real frontline starter now. The Tigers could line up a series and know they had a puncher's chance when Bunning was on the hill. If you're going to define a Tigers pitcher's legacy in one single afternoon, it's hard to top what Bunning did on July 20th, 1958. At Fenway Park against the Boston Red Sox, Jim Bunning threw a no-hitter, a 12-strikeout gem that ended with Ted Williams making the final out. That's the kind of detail that hits different. Not only did he no-hit Boston in their park, but the last batter was one of the greatest hitters who ever lived, and it wasn't just a random lightning strike. Bunning himself credited that slider as the pitch that helped transform him from hanging around to taking over. Now here's where Bunning's Tigers run gets really underrated by casual fans. He wasn't just a big moment guy. He became a year-to-year force. In 1959, he led the American League with 201 strikeouts. And then in 1960, he did it again. 201 strikeouts again. Same number, back-to-back. And in that era, strikeouts weren't as common as today. That tells you how nasty his stuff was, especially for a sidearm righty who wasn't relying on pure velocity. Bunning's calling card wasn't just dominance, it was durability. The Hall of Fame captured it perfectly with Bunning's own mindset. They wrote his name down, and he went to the post. That mentality made him a tone setter. Not every season ended with Detroit on top, but when you had Bunning, you had stability, innings, competitiveness, and a legitimate chance to win. After the 1963 season, Detroit made a move that shocked plenty of fans. On December 5, 1963, the Tigers traded Jim Bunning and Gus Triandos to the Phillies for Don Demeter and Jack Hamilton. Bunning went on to add even more iconic chapters elsewhere, but the foundation of his legend was built in Detroit: the 20-win breakout, the no-hitter, and the strikeout crowns. If you enjoyed this deep-dive Tigers bullpen story, drop a like, subscribe, and comment.